Hi everyone, good afternoon. When I was first got the opportunity to talk about the future of youth, I'm so happy because I'm representing my generation and I'm still considered as young. Maybe in the next 20 years, I'm not be able to be considered as young anymore. But if you ask Pak Dino or Pak Gita Wirjawan, probably they're gonna say that being young, it's in the heart, it's not the numbers. That's what they always say. But I believe in that being young is in the heart. That being young, it's also about being brave, being innovative, and also being able to speak out your mind. And I think people like Pak Dino and Pak Gita, they're shaping up this country with this element to a better future. And that makes me more optimistic for our future. And that's not the only reason why I'm being optimistic, and I'm not also the only one. There's a sense in the world right now that people are being optimistic, the young people especially. There's a sense also that we can find a place in our society, that we can be rich like Sandiaga Uno, or be famous like Dian Sastro, for example. And there's also the optimism about that we can change the world with our act, with our voice, and with our struggle. So, as you can see in the chart, well, little confession, I didn't do this chart. This is a friend of mine from the World Bank. Thank you, Jonathan, for making me this chart. But as you can see, in India, in Brazil, and in China, the countries that has a big population for the young people, they are thinking that the future looks bright. And this is the fourth reason why I'm also being optimistic about the future. First factor is that the young being more empowered than ever. Second is that we are restless. We demand progress. The third, that we are standing up for our positive outcomes. And the fourth, that the numbers of the young people in the world is so big right now. First, the young generation is more empowered than ever. How are we empowered? This is how we're empowered. With this small gadget. Call it a machine for massive destruction, or call it a supercomputer or Angry Birds player. But from this gadget, when it's technology inside it, we are empowered like we've never imagined before. In Egypt in 2010, a lot of young people gather in Tahrir Square and they brings down the dictatorship. It's because of Twitter and with their Facebook accounts. And the revolution is like snowballed to create the Arab Revolution, or what we call it Arab Spring. Twitter nowadays is very popular. You can probably get the fastest information from Twitter. If there's an earthquake someplace in Indonesia, for example, you probably know it first on Twitter. If Kim Kardashian is getting married or divorced or drunk, probably you get it first on Twitter. But it also, we can use it as a social control. I remember that one time this guy took a photo of a car, a minister car that went into a busway lane. And it was, the picture was like spreading out like a wildfire in Twitter. And now I think Gita Wirjawan would think twice to get into a busway lane. And also, with our privilege, we have more and more bachelor degrees. We have more and more master professors, you name it. We are more educated than ever. The second one, yes, we are the restless youth. We are young and restless. Look at what happened in Greece. In 2012, the growing numbers of youth reaching working age in Greece is increasing, but they don't have a job. So their creativity, their optimism, and their restlessness wasn't channeled. So they demand change. There you go, riot in Greece. As you can see also in the chart, that the future world economic growth, it doesn't look very bright. In 2012, we're going down. But at the same time, there's a forecast in 2013 and in the years to come that we are going to get better, hopefully. The third one is that the young people now is more and more standing up for positive outcomes. For example, we are more open to globalization and we are more aware of the environment. Look at China. More than 90% of young people thinks that globalization is an opportunity. I have a story about my friend. Her name is Riani Jangkaru. She's an activist and also a diver. And she just did a petition to stop the traveling circus for dolphins in Indonesia. And she got 90,000 signed for the petition to stop it. And they managed to pressure big companies like airlines to stop transporting dolphins. And yesterday, the Ministry of Forestry promised to stop the circus of traveling dolphins. I think that's one of the examples of the success. And the last one is that about the youth bulge. The numbers of the young people is so big in the world right now. As you can see in the middle income countries like Indonesia, we have high percentage of young people, more than the aging ones. What does this mean? This means that our voice is important. In 2008 in the States, elected a president, the first African American president was elected with the support of the young people. And remember, in 2014, we're going to have an election. And we have 69 million people aged 17 to 29. So our voice, our choice counts. So this is why I'm being optimistic about our future. Because the size or the population of the young people is so big, being empowered, restless, and they're always standing up for positive outcomes. So, So, I think we are now, our generation is very lucky. We are now have more opportunities than maybe Badino or Gita when they were at our age. They don't have Twitter, they don't have fast internet at that time. They don't have big opportunities for education, for example. But they do well, brilliantly, if I may say. Now the young people, the youth, have the blessed to change the course of history. And I want to be part of that change. And I want you, the young people, to be part of that change too. For example, we can also be part of the growth of the world's economy, like my friend Jonathan, who works in the World Bank, for example. We can be actors to promote our culture, our way of life to the world society. And we can tweet our mind to construct social justice. We can rise up for injustice like our friends in Tahrir Square. So, last words, that youth power is in our hands, our mind, and it's in our hearts. Don't take it for granted. Thank you very much.
I'm so sorry, I will speak in Bahasa Indonesia because in the name of Indonesian youth character, we do believe that we proud in our own language.
Of course.
Oke, pertanyaan pertama saya adalah, perkenalkan, saya Ogi Wicaksana dari Suara Muda Anti Korupsi. Oke, Indonesian Youth Voices Against Corruption. Pertanyaan saya adalah, sebagai anak muda, apa yang Nicholas Saputra harapkan dalam hal penanganan korupsi? Maksudnya begini, selama ini anak muda itu selalu merasa anti korupsi itu ngebetain. Pertanyaannya, gimana caranya biar anti korupsi itu jadi mainstream? Apa kita perlu bikin cibi anti korupsi? Or maybe anything else? Oke, kedua,
satu saja cukup. Terima kasih. Ya.
Justru saya baru-baru ini, jadi bahasa Indonesia juga ya. So lately I was playing in a movie about corruption that was made by KPK and our friends in TI. It's a short movie, and we travel also to around Indonesia to show the movie and have a discussion. What I see is actually from the young people that they're very optimistic. They're very eager to have anti-corruption in their mind. So I'm not agree if you say that anti-corruption thing is boring. Actually, they're very excited about it. But the thing is, how in the future they're gonna keep that in mind by not being a corrupter. I think that's what I hope from them.
I want to ask Nicolas Saputra that you said youth is the next generation for these countries, and globalization facilitates us to get more information, everything which happens in the world. But the facts, by the globalization itself, it is also bring more harm to the youth itself. They can lose their cultural identity, like what happened in the social phenomena. So what do you think about this? How can the youth will be the next generation if they has loss of their cultural identity? Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's our homework. How we can balance whether to still have the root, but also to be global at the same time. Yeah, hope that answers. So yeah, I think I don't see it. I still don't see it as a negative thing. I think we have more positiveness in that in terms of negativity. Yes, maybe we will know a foreign culture better.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Is that it?
Yes, we are running out of time. So this is the end of the session. I will invite all the speakers to the front of the stage.
Okay.
And let's give a big applause for all the speakers.